In the City podcast is John, aka Dojo.
And it's your boy Ray B.
And we got the Take Control podcast girls in the building. If y'all don't know, this is the third fucking time that we had to do this. And we all got on Gray, you know what I'm saying? So we've been laughing about that for like 20 minutes that we have on Gray. And happy National Women's History Month. So, ladies, you know what I'm saying? Ladies. So this is going to be one of the first videos that we drop for National Women's Month. Yeah, so Chloe, I'm going to let you take it away real quick.
And so now that we're here, we just like y'all to kind of introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Take Control Podcast.
Okay. I'm Kim. I don't really know what else to say. I did talk about this last time, but like he said, it's the third time we're doing this. I kind of told our followers about and our listeners about what I had going on, and I bought my house. We're sitting in the office of my house. Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Oh my God. I have a fitness clothing line. I work full time at a salon. I'm a personal trainer. I have the podcast.
You be doing shit.
I guess. I'm in school. I'm almost done with school. I have like 2 or 3 semesters left, and then I'm, get my bachelor's. So that's.
Did I hear Superwoman?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hey, what's your fitness?
My fitness is Body,
Yeah.
BAWY, by Kim. It be on niggas. Body by Kim.
You forgot the D.
I did.
Any fucking way.
B-A.
We're gonna put it on the
Thank
on
you.
the screen. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you so much. Body by Kim. Body by Kim. Self-plug. Thank you, John.
We are playing too much.
I love this stuff.
And it's hot as hell in here.
What
It's like he held this motherfucker.
Don't be looking at me. Y'all live here. I do not live here.
All right. So back to Body by Kim.
Yes, it's Body by Kim. I do custom orders and I do men and women's athleisure, and you don't have to be in the gym to like wear it. That's the point of it. Like it can be cozy or it can be active.
Word.
Okay. Y'all like these sweats you guys too, man.
Thank you, my dog. I appreciate your support. You know what I'm saying?
Let's get it. Come on.
Hey guys, I'm Dario. Mom, school, work, business on hold at the moment.
What's your business?
I'm stressed.
What is your business?
What's your business?
It's called Nicole 7, and I sell accessories. You know.
What's your @name or?
Nicole 7 collection.
What's some of the accessories you can get?
I mean, right now I have necklaces, I have anklets.
Okay.
And then for the spring, I'm gonna get some hats and shit. You know what I'm
Get
saying?
some rings, cause I be wearing
Camille
rings.
shop.
Okay.
Too.
Yes.
All right then. Okay then.
There it is.
All right. Get ready to short.
And last but not least,
Hi guys, I'm Brandy.
Big Brandy in the building.
Oh my God. I don't even know where to start.
You got a lot going on.
I got a lot going on. I work full time in healthcare. In school right now for IT. I have a business specializing in sound engineering, specifically for podcasts. I got like 10 other jobs. Yeah, that's it.
okay, for sure.
Sitting in the presence of some hustlers.
Period.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I just kind of want to brush back on the National Women's History Month because I like educated myself a little bit. Well, not a little bit. I literally just looked up one fact about.
I thought you was gonna be, extensive with it. Like,
I'm gonna get back into it, but I did not know that Rosa Parks was not the first person. It's damn near Black History Month fact too. But Rosa Parks was not the first person to say no on a bus.
oh yeah.
Damn, it wasn't her.
Yeah, it was
It was a young girl. I think she was
young
a
girl.
teenager,
Like
but I don't
15.
know her
She
name.
was like 15.
For real, bro.
Yeah,
For
bro.
real.
Whole
Yeah.
time we been rapping this nigga Rose.
We repping Rosa too.
We still
though,
on that,
you feel
though.
me?
Yeah, like relax.
Was this little girl black now?
Yeah.
Yep, black, you know.
She was messy.
No.
Just saying, I just say she was 15. She was a little girl. She could have been black, blue.
15-year-old, it was a 15-year-old white girl. She was like, no. That was like, all right.
Okay, fine.
we knew you were gonna say that. Stay your ass in front. All right, that's cool. Nah, but Yeah. So how important do y'all think like National Women's History Month is? Because to be honest, this is my first time like actually knowing about it. I'm not gonna lie. But how y'all feel about it?
I feel like they make up these events every year. Like I don't recall this being a thing last year.
Literally,
I've
I
seen
You
it.
do?
Yeah.
Okay,
At least
that's
for the past few years.
But I feel like-
okay.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to know history and what women have contributed to this country and to the world. The first thing that came to mind when you said that was the movie Hidden Figures with Taraji P. Henson. Like it was women who got Neil Armstrong up on the moon and back. You know what I mean? Black women at that. So it's just like you would never know these things because they don't teach us this in school. So I think it's definitely important to know what contributions we have made again to this country and to this world.
For sure.
I agree because I feel like, you know, everything that I've been learning in my history class has always been black women have come last. You know, all of our rights and things like that is like we didn't matter.
Right.
So it's important to have, you know, some type of dedication to like about us and what we do. So
I agree with both of y'all. And Brandy, to your point, it reminds me of like slavery period. Like a lot of black people were inventing things and they never got credit for it. You know what I mean? So for, you know, kind of Dario's point too, how women are always, you know, kind of bottom line. You know what I mean? Like we're doing all the back end stuff, all the hard work and all this type of stuff, and we don't ever get any credit for it. And like that old saying, like women can do what men can do type shit. You know what I mean? And like it's like when a woman tries, it's like, oh, but she ain't do it that good. You know what I mean? And she could excel beyond. So it is important to have some type of recognition.
For sure. And that's one thing I will say is like the power of social media too. Even though like we didn't know what this shit was, now we do because of social media.
Right.
Yeah.
Like years ago, we never knew about it.
It's like a gift and a curse.
Yeah,
bro.
so it's like now it's good to know that there's a month for women and to celebrate what they did and just be able to speak on them a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because before we didn't know about this. So the good of social media is that the fact you see shit like that.
Yeah.
Rather if it's made up or not, it's good that somebody at least trying.
Acknowledging it, yeah.
Because Google could be fucking lying. But hey,
Not
you
Google.
know, you don't worry about it. You don't worry about it.
Well,
Shout out to the women out there.
Yeah, definitely shout out to the women. Happy National Women's History Month again. But now we can get started with like you guys' podcast. Just like the start of it. Whoever wants to speak on the start of it, because I know y'all told us before. I just want to hear about it a little bit again.
You want me to do it?
sure.
Okay, so summer 2017. Dario put a post up on Facebook saying that she wants to start a podcast. Mind you, we followed each other on social media, but we didn't know each other. Never spoke, never had a conversation. I seen the post. I was interested just based off of being a listener of podcasts. So I reached out. We scheduled a time to meet, and we met and just kind of like started to get to know each other and just kind of structured the podcast, came up with a name, which was Dario's idea, inspired by the SZA album. Control, Alt, Delete, or whatever it's called. Control, Alt, Delete, all of that shit.
That's a bar.
I think that might have been one of the names. Okay. Control, Alt, Delete. Shit.
I don't know why. I thought Dario's idea was the name of the shit at first. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? Dario's idea. I was like, my
Man.
it was based off of Control.
Yeah, it was based off of that album. My bad, Joe.
That's a
So we put our first episode out. It was trash. We did have another member. She decided to move out of state, and Kim had been a guest on the show, and her and Dario are friends. And so we asked Kim if she wanted to join us. And
I was ecstatic.
She did. She's the fourth member.
Yeah.
And here we are. 4 years. Will be year 4 in October.
Yeah.
Man, I'm thinking about our first episode. That shit was ass. Like, we was literally, like, we needed to probably a shot counter, like, take a shot every time.
I said 8,000 times because I didn't know what the hell to say.
Like, we had everything set up.
I was trying to be so cool too, just like
Yeah, like, bro. I'm like,
so yeah, it's in the city.
niggas was fresh as fuck.
Right, I'm just sitting there like this. Like, so we go talk to y'all about like, damn man, what's going on? Man?
You got fit it up just to not know what you talk about. I mean, the
Right.
fit look good, though.
I was trying to sit back in the chair, act all cool, rubbing my hands and shit.
Oh my god.
Listen, we had the nice ass mics.
We had everything.
We had
It was
the
crazy.
studio,
It was
computers,
crazy.
all of that, bro. Shout out to Cam, by the way.
But we didn't have this.
Y'all ain't know what to do with it.
We ain't had this motherfucker.
Oh my god, we did not have that.
We had a raggedy laptop and we were sitting on the floor in my spare bedroom.
Yes.
Aw.
Damn.
That's a grind.
I think we set the computer up on a box or something.
That is a
And
grind.
But then remember we recorded one before with
Oh,
Girl, and we
yeah.
was like, we don't like it.
We didn't like
and
it.
we just no. That
That's
was
a
probably
grind,
better than the
man.
one we put out.
yeah, the audio was trash. It was horrible, but it was received really well. Like we had got 100 listens within the first 20, like before 24 hours was up.
Wow.
Damn.
And people really like
Man, it's fucking like,
they loved it.
And at that time, I feel like podcasts were like a thing, but people wasn't really tapped in. So I feel like when y'all put it
Yeah.
out there, people like, podcast, what the fuck is this?
It's so
So it
crazy
attracted that
because we were so mad because all these podcasts are popping up. We're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, we didn't know nobody doing this shit. We were
Yeah, all these
mad
people just
as
start
fuck.
putting them out.
And then we had to check ourselves, like,
That's
where
the
they at
game.
now?
Yeah, that's the game though, man.
Yeah.
That's the game.
either that or they gonna stay around and y'all just gonna be just.
Right.
You know,
It's
Don't
so
even care.
crazy because people don't realize how hard it is to do a podcast. They think it's just
Oh
talking
my-
because
oh
that's what
my
you do
God.
all the time, but it's really hard
And then
and
when
to
it-
be entertaining.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. To make people want to stay
And
intrigued.
then when
Too.
the camera come on,
Yep.
you see how the fuck we was just.
Yeah.
Man.
It's funny 'cause-
So we veterans kind of.
Right. It's funny because everybody we interviewed was like, It's
Oh,
like,
yeah, we
bro,
had
it
that.
ain't that easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked good.
Yeah,
That's
it
why
look
what
cool.
made me mad because people were like, oh, I want to come on, I want to come talk about some stuff.
Bet.
And they come and be like,
Come
Yeah,
on.
they don't have, like,
Come
substance,
on,
yeah.
bro, what you doing?
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, now when you really get in your bag, you know what you're doing. I'm gonna challenge you. I want you to tell us what you want to talk about.
Right.
You ain't giving me nothing to talk about.
Right.
You don't want
Yeah.
Shit, like,
You want
Yeah.
to come on
they
here.
be like, I can talk about whatever.
All right, well,
I mean,
think
whatever, like, literally, we can
Think
talk
of the
about
questions
sky,
and come on the
bro.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to start doing that. Like, what do you want to talk about? Because that's the
Yeah.
only way you're going to actually talk.
Yeah, have some substance and
Yeah.
Some substance, because we could be sitting here all fucking day.
And that's
Yeah.
the thing, sitting here, if you don't got substance to it, you can just, especially something like this, it can just be a back and forth.
yeah,
It
just
ain't shit. Women ain't shit.
Oh my God.
Ain't nobody trying to get that over.
yeah.
I got a funny ass question. Not really funny, but it's just an interesting ass question. Why do women always ask your sign?
What the hell?
I
your
don't.
sign, your birth time.
Yeah,
When did it become a thing?
When's your birthday? I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I be on a date.
Like,
That's
Dad, what,
the first
what
question.
happened to what high school you went to? Like,
Oh my God, not high school. So where'd you
I
graduate?
make sure we compatible. Like, I need to
Damn.
make sure we compatible.
You got the app on your phone, huh?
I don't-
She's a rising sun with a
Oh my
I
God.
give you a quote every day, like,
Virgo said, and I quote,
that should be dead on though.
sometimes. Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Dead on.
So yeah, why is that a woman?
I don't ask that. I don't.
I was about to say, it's not a thing for me.
yes, you
I told you.
Don't look at her.
I'm compatible with
Yeah,
somebody.
yeah.
Well, how does that let you know you're compatible with
Because
them,
I feel
though?
like that don't work.
Like, where
It works for me.
Okay.
How? Explain that to me. I want to hear that.
I mean, I don't know. I've tried dating signs that they say I'm compatible with,
Mhm.
and we click. Like, I rock with those people, and the people that it says I'm not compatible with,
Yeah,
it don't work
that's
out.
exactly-
It
that's
does
exactly.
not work.
What if he never told you? Like he
Well,
lied
if
on
you
his
said that to
sign?
you, Yeah,
Oh.
just say it was something totally different just because he knew you like that. He was like, yeah, nigga, the whole time I've been up.
I'll figure it out. I'm an
You
FBI.
better look at his ID.
Capricorn, nigga, the whole time.
Pull out that ID.
You thought I was a
I mean, it's not really going to stop me from dating somebody, but
Yeah,
there is a sign that I will not be serious with ever.
You motherfuckers be saying that, so I hear
And
you.
what is that?
A
Yeah.
Scorpio.
Damn, they that dangerous?
I can't go. I'm sorry, I can't. I can't.
I just be looking at the person like, nigga, if you crazy, you crazy. You not, you not. Fuck your sign.
But I always tell people,
you
like,
crazy.
it's deeper than that. Like, it's
I
just
hear
not
you.
about your signs, it's about your upbringing and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
word.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was gonna be my next question. Like, what would be a sign that you wouldn't fuck with? But
Yeah.
what about y'all? Any signs?
I don't even know
'Cause
my.
I'm not into that shit at all. Like, there was one point to where I tried to get into like zodiac sign and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, this shit ain't working. But a lot of the shit was accurate though. Like I was like, damn, I do that shit.
I was like, this shit about myself. I've been reading with Virgo. I was like, damn, my little soft ass.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's me. Mm-hmm.
I think it's some truth to it. I think it's really just about what you subscribe to. You know what I mean? I could be like, oh, because you're a Christian, like you know what I mean? Like you mean anything? Because like honestly, I am a Christian believer, and they don't, you're not supposed to believe in astrology, but I'm a Sagittarius, and I think that some of the things, the Sagittarius characteristics are true to me. You know what I mean? But it doesn't. I don't think it really comes down to, oh, because I was born on November 28th, I'm like this. You know what I mean? It's just it's so many other factors for me. So it's just like. Okay, just like anything else, it's like it's a part of a bigger picture for me.
I agree with that. It's funny. Today's devotional actually was about that. Like they were talking about like astrology and stuff, and like to not look so deep into it. But I do agree. Like sometimes I'll read mine and I'm like, girl, you are sensitive. Girl, you do like to stay to yourself. But again, I don't think it's because because I look at my dad who's a Leo and we're the same. Yeah. You know what I mean? But for me, I don't even know who I'm compatible with. I don't know who I'm not compatible with. I couldn't tell you a lot of my ex's signs. I have no fucking idea. I don't know. It's a certain type of person I wouldn't fuck with again, but not necessarily like
the sign.
Not because of that. Yeah. Okay.
A question I had I didn't ask last time, like what's a no for like y'all? Like
for dating?
Yeah. Like some that have you like, nah, this ain't it. Like on the earlier stages. Like how can you tell as women that you like, nah, I'm cool?
I don't know. You just know, like
your
intuition be dead
you know, it's like,
there's
one thing I can pinpoint for me. If you're on your phone on the first date, like I make it a point on the first date to not even have my phone out. Like I'll leave it in my purse. So if somebody has their phone out, that's almost an automatic turn off for me, and I'm like, I'm cool. Like, yeah. Just because I feel like that's your opportunity to talk, get to know me, put your phone down. I think another thing for me is like you can kind of gauge somebody's interest based off of the conversations that you have. Like when a guy's just kind of like trying to keep it cool, he ain't really trying to do much. He's not asking questions about you, not really trying to get to know you, or you're not asking him questions. So you can kind of gauge the interest that way. So I feel like at that point you can kind of tell like what it's going to be and how you should move.
Okay. Okay.
Great, good answer. Wow.
Great.
You know what I mean? Because when you want to get to know somebody, you gonna ask questions. You know what I mean? Like you gonna FaceTime them, you might call them. Like I'm not a big phone person, but like if I'm in those beginning stages, I'm gonna pick up the phone and call you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna FaceTime you, and if I'm not doing none of that, then I'm probably not that interested.
I think like the way she posed it is good because I guess that is that kind of stuff you look for, like first date shit, like phone, do you open my door, are you being respectful, are you doing this, are you doing that? If it's not stuff like that, like if it's shit I'm sitting here like, that's weird that he didn't do X, Y, and Z, then I'm like, yeah, this ain't it. But I guess early on is like hard, but it's when like you just know like, oh, I'm really not fucking with this.
Open the doors that deep.
For me,
it's not for me.
Okay.
Like I've been out with guys where they're like literally like, don't touch the door, and I'm like, I'm sorry, like I'm used to opening.
Yeah, opening your own.
Yeah, open the door, man. Fucking
take a whole hour to get to the door.
I had a dude yell at me for touching the door. Don't ever do that again. I was like, it's okay, like it's just the door. But no, it's not a deal breaker for me, but it shows a different level of respect. Okay. You know what I mean? It's not if a buddy don't open my door, I'm not gonna be like, oh my god, this nigga didn't open. Right? But if he opens my door, I'm like, you ever seen that Beyonce gif where she like, if you open my door, I'm like, oh my god, I didn't even ask you to do that. What the fuck?
I don't think I ever did that.
Pull your seat out type shit. I'm like,
I pulled the seat out.
I open the door on the way out. Like, you had a little day. You had a nice little time. You jolly skipping and shit. Like, I got the door for you. Let ahead, sit down.
Oh, okay.
You got both the food in your hand like
ew.
Great time.
But yeah, I don't know. I think Brandy pretty much said it pretty well. Like you just notice stuff that, first go rounds. You'll notice stuff where you're like, okay, you didn't do that. What else are you not gonna do?
Yeah, I think I do that too. Really, like if I'm on a date, like I'll like kind of like keep
it's
it
subconscious,
in the back of my head,
like.
What's so funny is that you never listen to it, because I can like something just popped up clear in my mind. Like I went on a date with this guy, and he was on his phone. Like, he kind of recovered by the end of the night. We kind of got the conversation going. But then, like, it was, like, those little things on, like, those first 3 dates that I should have been like, nah, I'm cool. But I kept talking to the nigga, and it was like, all right.
You shouldn't have, yeah.
I'm big on energy. Like, if the energy is there, I'm cool. And another thing that I really didn't used to care about that I care about now is like if we're walking on the street and you make sure I'm on the inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Be on the right side. Yeah.
I be catching myself doing that, like, oh no, she's on the other side.
Yeah.
But then she might get hit. Let me go ahead and
Yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna water my
Somebody
trash.
told me, and I forgot who it was or where I was, but they were telling me, and this guy that I was out with, like, when the woman is on the outside, that tells other men that she's available.
Whoa, for real?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I ain't never heard of that.
I never heard that either.
That was my first time hearing about it.
I think it's all good gestures. It's not make or break for me. Because my thing is like you being on the outside ain't going to stop the car from hitting both of us. So, I mean, it's a protective thing. So I get it.
Yeah.
Just like, I think I had mentioned this before on one of our earlier shows. Like, someone had told me, like, if you hold somebody's hand like this, it means you want to be like in a relationship with them versus
It's like one of them, like, I've been seeing little hand shit like, if the hand open like this and it ain't closed, all we talking with each other.
I ain't never heard no shit
You
like
grab
that
the
in my
pinky,
life.
y'all low key like,
That shit.
here, bro.
Yeah.
I'm hearing that shit like, why you hold my hand like this? Close your hand.
There's no
My little
fucking
dirty
way,
ass hand is
bro.
only yours. That's not
Ew.
when somebody told me that, I was like, oh wow, I never thought about it.
I'm weak.
It ain't intimate enough when we don't close it. It don't mean much. That's different, bro. I ain't never heard no shit like that. Alright, one more thing I wanted to ask y'all too is what type of people are y'all following? Like phones? Are you a texter? You call, FaceTime? Like what are you into?
I'm definitely not. I think I'm a texter because I'm not a phone person unless it's like my spouse or like a family member.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'm a texter, but everybody tells me I'm the driest texter on the planet. But it's because I'm doing so much at one time. I'm like, boom.
I get told that too, bro. That's why I asked.
I think I'm a texter, but I must not be good at it. But it's because I'll respond real quick and then I'm back to what I'm doing.
Is
Respond.
Responding hella or
You're just not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I give up that vibe.
Yeah.
Too, but I just like FaceTime. I like interaction.
Yeah.
And like being around and seeing
Yeah.
with you because, like I said, I always say people can get mixed messages with text. Like,
Yeah.
I could be sitting here talking to someone about you and we be having a serious conversation and then you not know.
Yeah.
And then somebody throw a LOL in there and you be like,
It's not funny.
Right. And you be like, and then you get there and I be like, I say LOL a lot. And you be like, it wasn't funny. I'm like, "Hell."
Like,
And then now I'm sitting here in my house salty and shit over there.
Yeah.
Like, well, I don't know if the nigga mad or not. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. So I like to laugh and shit. So as soon as I get the periods and I'm like, oh, here we go. And then dot. I'm like,
bro,
so you
dot,
mad.
dot, dot be killing
So
me,
you mad? So you mad?
my texts get like bad responses all the time, but it's genuinely because I don't have time to like. I mean, I overread theirs all the time. They'll text me back and be like, Kim, that's not what we said. And I'm like, oh shit, my bad. I was mixing toner, girl, and I tried to reply and it didn't work out. So I think though I'm a visual person if it's family or like a spouse, somebody I care about. I'm like, I want to be in your face all the time. Hey boo. But other than that, I try to just, sing quick, the little hey Siri, do da. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So.
It's situational for me. If it's like a long, deep conversation where I got to do a lot of explanation, I don't want to text. And I'm one of those people, I'll be thinking people getting smart over text, so I'll be mad
I'm
offended.
telling you,
So
like-
I just rather not. Just call me.
Please, bro.
But sometimes I hate being on the phone. Like, if it's one of my best friends, I'll be on the phone with them like 2-3 hours.
Literally.
But I don't know. It's just situational. It just depends.
I'm the same. It's subjective for me. I depending on the conversation through text, if it's interesting, I can keep it going with somebody. If it's not really interesting and it's kind of dry, I'm gonna check out. I'm busy a lot too, like Kim said, so I'm quick to respond, and I don't have a whole lot to say. Like I've been told, like you don't seem interested just through my text because I'm not sending a whole bunch of emojis.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like I don't have
I don't even
time.
like sending emojis.
I got yelled at for not sending them.
Yeah. I like talking on the phone if I have something to talk about. Same with FaceTime. Like, I could be on the phone with my best friend all day while at work, or it just depends on the person.
Yeah.
I think interaction overall, I'm better face to face.
Me too.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm the type nigga, man, I'll forget I text you and be mad at you. Like, damn,
Me
nigga, I
too.
texted you 2 hours ago. And I'll be, look, my shit still sitting right there.
And I'm good for
I
mentally
ain't
responding. I think
Yeah.
I respond.
I'll be in my
sometimes
head
I
like,
don't.
damn. I'll be in my head like, oh, ha, ha, ha.
That happened to me
That one
today.
never getting sent.
Yeah.
And then the motherfucker be like, why you didn't respond? They don't believe
And you be getting mad, you be like,
That happened to me today,
Like, I
and
thought I did. And
Right.
like, yeah, right,
nigga,
nigga.
you thought you
I'm calling you out, Dez, because you tried to rip my ass, but you didn't reply for a week. He's like, I thought you didn't say nothing.
One thing about that.
Go into his messages. Oh, I never hit
One thing
send.
about my boy Gear.
One thing about that nigga right there.
He's like, I thought I replied.
Oh my God! Stop!
Kim.
That is his
Kim,
boy.
my bad.
Stop! Why is that him? Why is that him? Quit. Oh, that's funny as hell.
What else we got in there, bro?
Yeah, I want to talk about like the royal family because I'm not hip to it. So Kim, I know you were talking about it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of want to get into that real quick. And our opinions on it, I guess.
Thought the cat was coming
I'll
in.
hear from y'all and then kind of, because I heard a little bit of stuff about it myself.
Yeah, or you,
But
yeah,
some of the stuff I heard is just like they were kind of just shitting on the wife and the kid and stuff. So I guess I just kind of.
I don't know. What I heard was because the first thing I saw about it was Oprah's meme of her being like,
yeah, when she
and I was like, oh, I don't get it. Is this like from a movie years ago? I didn't understand. I was like, what's the joke? And then I saw it. I think I saw people tweeting about it or something, and I watched the interview, and then I found out that it was like, I forget where I read it, but they basically said that they were scared that like, or worried that the kid was going to come out like too dark and that he's not going to have security around him.
which is crazy.
Yeah, he has no rights to the royal family, like he's not a prince type shit. And I watched the interview, and personally for me, I was rubbed the wrong way by the dad because I feel like he wasn't not speaking on the situation on behalf of his son, but because he didn't want to throw his family under the bus. And I'm like, but they're coming for your kid. That's just how I interpreted
I was
it.
hearing shit that he was protecting his wife.
He was protecting the wife, but when they were asking him like, well, who made the comment about your kid? This was after they had just talked about him like not being cool with his brother.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, oh, I'd rather not say. And I'm like, you better.
That's your damn kid.
I wouldn't say anything either.
That's what I'm saying. I could have taken it wrong. I don't know, but I just didn't like that. Like, he didn't want to ruin him and his brother's relationship more
Than his actual.
I don't know.
His immediate family.
I don't know if that was it. I think he was
get what
protecting
you're
his
saying.
wife, but I didn't like that he wasn't like, oh, I don't want to say anything because they've already put enough damage towards my
but
family and my
that's
kid.
That's more that the news is gonna fuck up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like there's a lot of shady shit going on with them that we don't know about because his mom was Princess Diana, right?
I think so.
And,
Yeah,
and
Princess
you know,
Diana
people
was
were trying
his
to say that they had her killed.
Yeah.
and all
Yeah,
this
because she
stuff,
was
so,
on her
like,
way to doing different shit too.
Well, she was when she died. She was seeing somebody else.
Yeah.
And they say that like the queen kind of set that whole thing up for that car accident to happen for her to pass away the way that she did. I didn't watch the whole interview, but listening to different news outlets and what I gathered from it is like, what's her name, Megan. She was going through like a really rough time being over there. It was clear that they had an issue with her. She was going through a bit of depression, on top of them questioning her about the baby's skin tone. From what I understood of it, I think it's Harry. I think it's him.
I think so.
They made it seem like he still has some hope that he would be able to repair the relationship with his father and his brother, which is probably why he didn't say who it was. Which I can respect that, you know what I mean? That's just for our entertainment, more stuff for us to talk about, for things that we don't have nothing to do with. So I can respect him not saying anything. What I can appreciate is that he stood up for his wife in the sense of like, y'all not gonna do to my wife what y'all did to my mother. And I'm gonna get my family and I'm gonna get up out of here. I don't care about the money. I don't care about the titles. I don't care about none of that. And decided to choose his actual immediate, his family, his wife and his child over the rest of the family. So I was like, I feel like he showed up for his wife in such a way where it's like you gotta respect it. You know what I mean? And hindsight is 2020. Like I think Princess Diana knew what was to come. Like the only reason why they were able to leave and be able to still sustain a life is off of her inheritance. Because they wouldn't get, like the royals are not giving them anything. So they had enough to leave, and then the book deals and all of that come later and all of that. But it's just like, it's really crazy because the likelihood of the kid coming out looking like a black child was highly unlikely. Like, I mean, sometimes stuff skips generations, but the baby's like 25% black. She can basically pass for a white woman. You know what I mean?
They were just pissed that she had some black in her period, so then they pinned it on the child because clearly it didn't work with her. But now you're trying with both of her kids.
Right. It's crazy to see how like whiteness has just like conquered everything just over the years. Like the royal family is a result of what America is today. Like y'all are who would colonize America and stole black people. So like that whole one drop rule when it comes to black people is still a real thing today.
Oh yeah,
like,
100%.
It's crazy.
And it's crazy to even think about like y'all bringing up like the money and stuff, and it's like that's like y'all was just saying to think about that. That shit gonna be around even more because now they have something to talk about.
Yeah.
So, Oprah's not gonna be the only person that wants to interview him and ask him stuff about it, and they're not gonna be the only people that
Trending on Twitter.
You know what I'm saying? People want to,
everything,
and then 2 years go by. How's the family doing? What's the kid look like? They're
Yeah.
always gonna make income. They're always gonna have something just because.
blacker?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The family did that.
Yeah.
So when they ain't gonna have shit, no, y'all just help them blow up even more. They'll fuck around and keep making more money because y'all shunning them and kicking them out. So.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's crazy, like Tyler Perry let them stay in his mansion
Really?
for like
Come
3
on,
months.
bro. Like,
Wow.
Yeah, when they came here, he let them stay in his mansion for 3 months and gave them security detail. He's like, I got y'all. Like,
Wow.
so it's good to know. You know what I mean? Like, it's good to know people that can help you in situations. And there was something else I was gonna say was really, and it's Black Twitter. Like they've been putting these memes up. Like y'all worried about this baby skin color. Meanwhile, the queen and the king are actually cousins.
Yeah, it's so gross.
And they both look like
I told you
zombies.
they
Like,
inbred. They inbred to keep it in the
to
family.
keep it in the family. They're
Yeah.
cousins.
That's hella
Yes.
weird.
Yeah.
Stop.
That's why they
Yeah.
look like that.
They're cousins.
Yes.
What the fuck?
That's why they're pissed that Harry did his own thing. Not alone, let alone are they black. Take that out of it. But you went outside of your family and you found somebody, and she's got black in her.
So he ain't fuck his cousin and they got mad.
Oh yeah, they literally have kept it in their family for
What
generations.
the weird shit is that?
Because they want to keep that money the same.
No, I ain't fucking with
But
that.
I would say, like, I haven't started the show, but I hear good things about it. I think it's on Netflix or Hulu. It's called The Crown.
I
And
did
it takes
hear
you,
about
like, all the way back from the beginning
I'm gonna start fucking
to
with that.
now
Yeah.
of, like, everything that's going. It goes over Princess Diana's story and all of that. So,
Yeah, and I heard Princess Diana was like a big reason they did kill her was because she was going on the same route as like her son. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like trying to make a difference, trying to change shit, and they were like, not today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they got out.
It's
literally.
a documentary on Netflix about her too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
It's crazy how you look at these other families. You look at the like. It's like damn. Like we be talking about all the shit we got going on.
Yeah.
But I look at it, I love being me.
Okay.
Imagine if I grew up in some other shit.
I know.
Or different like it's different traditions you gotta follow.
Man.
It's different families you come in. And it's like, bro, I guess I love who I am because I am.
Imagine somebody telling you who you have to marry.
Who you have to marry?
I know.
What you gotta wear?
There's a lot of cultures like that.
It is a lot of cultures
Yeah.
like that.
And I don't nothing against them, but it's like, damn, I couldn't be controlled like that.
I know.
I will always be the one off, like. fuck
But you
yeah.
know what's sad is you wouldn't know the difference.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
That would be the thing. That would be the thing.
You wouldn't know the difference. You'd be like they're looking at us like, oh my god, you guys date multiple people.
Right.
You
But
guys
that's why
do this.
That's why that's back to the power of social media.
Yeah.
There's so many outlets now, and it's like people that dealt with that for so long, they can just throw it on their phone. You be like, damn, y'all been treating us like this the whole time, but y'all been teaching me this way, and now I see it's wrong. I'm gonna go ahead and be the one off and say
Yeah.
fuck y'all.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
even-
true.
So that's probably why Harry was able to do it the way he did it. He was like, they kept trying to put this shit in his head for so long. Then technology, social media got bigger, and all these stories start coming out. And then the actual fact that most of these stories are true, you're like, man, fuck that.
Yeah.
What's so crazy is like America's really like the oddball. Like if you look at a lot of countries and like their practices and things like that, like marriage isn't about love; it's about wealth. Like families are supposed to come together to build wealth. That's that's biblical actually.
Okay.
So it's like you think about it, like we're really like just weird how the whole thing is set up. But like you said, these other people they don't know no different.
They don't, yeah. You grew up in that shit. Like, if we all ended up in Europe and grew up in Europe, I think about this a lot with adoption. Like, if you take an Asian or a Hispanic or a black kid and put them with a different culture, they have no idea the difference. You know what I mean? Like, no idea at all the difference. So it's funny to me how that works. Like, people really live different lives. You know what I mean? Different traditions, and like, we always say something about them, but then they'll say something about us. Like, I have a friend from London. He's like, why do you guys call this that? Why do you say this, that? And I'm like, why do y'all call, what's the name, doggets? And he was like, we don't do that. It's not a word. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm just asking.
You talk shit about me sometimes.
Right, I'm going to just talk, what's a dogget? Like, fuck.
Nah, that's different, man.
Yeah.
That's funny though.
Mm-hmm.
Let's steer off of that. What's y'all love languages, and do y'all believe in love languages?
That's a great question.
I definitely believe in love languages.
I bet you do.
Mine is words of affirmation, but I mean, everybody has a little bit of all of them. It's just some is more
stronger.
Yeah, my number one is words of affirmation.
I'm trying to remember what mine are. I do believe in them, yes. And I notice it's important to know your partners. So when they do something, you don't take it personal. You're not like, oh my God, they didn't call me beautiful today. Maybe that's not how they, you know what I mean? But I think mine was, I remember like my highest ones, not in this order, but my highest ones were acts of service, quality time. What's the other ones?
Physical touch.
Yeah, I was gonna say
And,
words of
Receiving
affirmation.
gifts. No, it's not. Gifts
Words
and
of
physical
affirmation
touch
is
were
only
last.
5.
Physical touch and gifts for me were last, but I noticed I've taken it with 2 out of the 3 boyfriends I've had, and it's switched with each person. And I think it's just because I'm kind of learning their love language. So like I'm adapting at the same time. But I know that physical touch is not it for me, but I will say I'm only like touchy-feely with like my spouse. But like my best friends will be like, oh my God, and I'm like, I love you, but don't lay on me, don't touch me. I don't like, I'm not a, but I didn't grow up in I didn't grow up in a touchy-feely household. Like, and I didn't grow up in an I love you household. Like, I know that they did, but like, we weren't like, I love you, see you tonight. You know, it was like, they wouldn't even have a good day. Yeah.
It's crazy that you mentioned that because I kind of grew up the same way. Like, motherfuckers used to tell each other they love them, but it wasn't like a thing you always heard. And I'm like, I always make sure I tell somebody I love them.
Me too.
Always. And then I'm like a physical touch person. Like, I'm cuddling and all that shit.
Yeah.
Gotta just, that's kind of who I am. But it's crazy when you like cannot be showed some shit like that. You learn.
You desire it when you grow up.
Yeah. More because you've never seen it. So when you do see it, you be like, what's that?
I get pissed. Yeah, I get pissed if somebody don't tell me they love me. You know what the fuck I said? Sit down so I can sit on you.
What would be yours?
You said that it changes with person. I think overall they change like every few years. I think at different stages in life they change. I used to be words of affirmation. That was my top one. Now it's changed. I think it would be acts of service, quality time, physical touch. I'm a lot more touchy-feely in my old age. Physical touch and words of affirmation and then gifts.
Okay. Yeah.
My shit was when I did it. I only did it one time. It was physical touch and words of affirmation.
Are your high ones?
Yeah, those were my high ones.
You like to be touched, John?
Yeah, bro.
Are y'all familiar with apology language?
Whoa.
Oh yeah, we talked
Yeah,
about
we took that. Yeah.
Language. There's another one.
There's
the 16 personalities, and there was one more.
What's the apology joint?
So people receive just how you receive love. People receive apologies different. Okay. Like Darielle needs you to say you're sorry, and she needs changed behavior. Whereas I don't necessarily need the sorry. I need the changed behavior.
Yep.
I don't remember mine's none.
Man, that shit crazy. I guess
damn, I'm about to look
I guess
off
the top, I'm the type of nigga I'll be like,
I think I had to.
You did
I'm gonna say sorry, but
you did not
say it one time. Like I ain't gonna keep
personalities.
telling you sorry because after a while I feel like it's fake.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry.
I
Like
think we
I fucked up.
Yeah.
So either you gonna believe my sorry and let me fix it, or you not. Like I can't just keep telling you sorry. I'm gonna say it, but I ain't just gonna keep like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Some people would need words.
I just want you to let you know before you go to bed I'm sorry. No,
y'all should take the test.
It's called apology language?
Yep,
Yes.
apology language.
I'm an actions over words person, so I think I'd be the same as like I need to see it. I need to see.
I see that.
I need to see like you could talk all day, but I need to see it.
Yes. Yes.
Honey, I'll get it for you when we're done.
Okay.
We're done now. This has been InTheCity.
LOL.
Alright, Ray B, man, you got anything else you want to say?
Nah, I mean, I'm pretty much good. We do appreciate y'all, though, for taking the time out again to do this over with.
Yeah, for sure.
It's always great chopping it up and hanging out with y'all, man.
We learned a lot about y'all.
Hell yeah, we
sure.
did. Y'all taught me some shit today, too. Y'all gonna be apologizing to me real soon. The right way.
Oh my God.
If I'm mad, I'm mad. You better say sorry 3 times or I ain't gonna be happy about it.
But yeah, guys, we definitely got to do this again sometime. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, Closing it out. This has been In the City Podcast. It's John, aka Dojo.
It's your boy Ray B.
And we are out of here.
Yes.